Welcome to Africa on the Move in partnership with DW. I'm Funmi Unuajefe. Today's episode will be focusing on technology and how it is changing the face of the continent. First up, we start with two young men in Nigeria who have created a web browser called Crocodile Browser Lite.
A desk with mom and dad's laptop. This is where Ozini and Aneze Iyanozime spend as much as 6 hours a day. They have a passion for programming, a skill they taught themselves by getting onto the internet.
It started last year, and I had a really small phone at the time. And Google Chrome wasn't really functional for me. So I decided to create something that could work for myself. So we decided to start the browser.
When he said he wanted to build a new browser for himself, I thought that would be cool. So I kind of tagged along and I learned how to program.
They call their app the Crocodile Browser. It uses very little bandwidth, and almost 60,000 people have already downloaded it. That's a strong incentive for Aneze and Ozini to keep improving their product. The boy's mother is proud, but she's insistent that they need to slow down and pay attention to the rest of life.
We have to plan this, we have to balance it. You create time for programming, create time for schoolwork. You're still in school, you must finish school.
The two are using the school holidays to do an internship. At Talent Accelerator, an educational startup in Lagos, they can continue developing their project. Here they benefit from the experience of other programmers and IT entrepreneurs. They've received lots of encouragement from the program, where counsellors see great promise in the brothers.
These guys are two wonderful young people who have shown some level of brilliance with what they've done with their Crocodile Lite browser. And yes, it's not perfect yet, but it's a very nice idea, and I believe it has potential.
The two young interns have learned that user feedback is the key to improving their browser. Aneze and Ozini have already received plenty of motivation, along with concrete ideas for additional features.
I want it to be like something that people use every day, like a necessity for people. Like where you can't do anything without using Google. I want it to be like that.
We want the browser to be as popular as any mainstream product you use on your phone. Like you said, you use Google Maps. Yeah, we want it to be that popular. Yeah.
Aneze is going back to South Africa, where he'll finish school. Via smartphone and laptop, the two brothers will continue to pursue their IT career together over the internet.
So if you feel you have a need that is not properly solved, create an app to solve it. So if you've ever been to the hospital and they have to look for your file, that can be a lot of work. Well, in Gabon, someone created an app that digitizes patients' information so we don't have to go around looking for files.
Everything Dr. Arthur Kanganga needs to know about his patient is available on this tablet computer. His clinic was one of the first in Gabon to digitize its documentation. If there's a complication, we can get to the bottom of it quickly because we don't have to sift through a pile of medical records. So the patient gets better care. Fabrice Yonawa is the man behind the software. He takes the time to explain to the health professional all the possibilities the program has to offer. Only a few files are left on the shelves that used to store patient records. All the blood tests, prescriptions and appointments are now registered digitally. Fabrice Yonawa explains to the clinic administrator that the data can be accessed from any ward. The program was built especially for the hospital's needs. Not every hospital in Africa has internet. It's available in 1 out of 2 hospitals, or maybe 1 out of 3. So we needed a solution that wasn't dependent on the internet. Within the clinic, the system runs on an internal network. However, an internet connection is required to share information with other clinics. Yonawa and his team of 12 have spent more than 5 years developing the software, and they constantly update it to meet new requirements. The basic software package costs around €1,500.
Spécifiquement par rapport à un établissement type. On achète un logiciel.
Often one buys software which may function 100%, but when it arrives in Africa, only 30% of it is useful here. That's not what you'd expect from a good investment, right? So our developers first analyse the need and then create software that is 100% adapted to our local needs. Gabon is one of Africa's richest countries, yet income is highly skewed. 1/3 of its people live in poverty. This is one reason why Unuajefe returned home after completing his computer science studies in France. He wants to make a difference, but it can be frustrating. Tell someone here, try this because that's how it's done all over. They'll say, no, they only do what they know, and that's not good. Still, perseverance outweighs strength, Fabrice Unuajefe says, citing an African proverb. The number of Gabonese hospitals that want to go digital is growing, slowly but steadily. And meanwhile, the developer is already working on a new project. It's about software that someday could help connect Gabon's school children.
Apps are saving time and life. Still on the health sector, 2 young men are testing an app that can help detect breast cancer.
These 2 young Ugandans have developed an app that can reveal breast cancer at an early stage. But this research institute is still closed because of a strike. So Maurice Atwine and David Mesigwa will have to do their work in the cafeteria instead. The app comes in the unusual form of a glove with sensors that are linked to a cell phone. Maurice explains what inspired the app.
I personally lost a relative to breast cancer, and that's how we came up with the idea. So with breast cancer in Uganda, particularly Africa, there is a low incidence rate, meaning the growth rate is high, but the survival rate is kind of down.
Early detection is crucial when it comes to saving lives. The biggest problem in rural areas where there are no oncologists is that breast cancer is detected too late. The first point of contact for many patients is rural doctors, so it's their feedback the young inventors are keen to hear. They want to know if the images of irregularities in the breast captured by the glove's sensors are accurate. And would a doctor pay €350 for this app that would send the images to specialists in the capital Kampala?
I think it is going to be very, very, very important if it is brought on market. Small centers like this, we cannot afford a mammograph. We cannot afford ultrasound, but we can afford this.
Breast cancer appears to be on the rise in this area, and no one knows why. Some think it could be related to changes in women's diets. These activists want to raise awareness about the importance of early breast cancer detection, but fear of being stigmatized in their villages leads many women to ignore the first signs of the disease.
They don't want to be associated with you or your family. They may not want to marry in your family, and there are many chances the husbands leave their wives, and also the employers may not continue to employ you.
Healthcare is one of Uganda's biggest challenges and one of its biggest markets. Some of Maurice and David's friends are working on a different app, one that enables early detection of malaria and tuberculosis.
There are very, very many technology kids who are interested in technology. Kids do a lot of different stuff.
But there's limited technology and the resources are really limited.
I look abroad and I see that the world is ahead of us. And we're like maybe out of 10, we're at step 1, and someone is already at step 9, about to reach 10.
Every second Ugandan is under 15, and the tech scene is thriving. With more support, young people could help unlock the country's potential.
Great app. That app can revolutionize the health sector in Uganda and in Africa as a whole. We'll take a break and then we'll be right back.
That is how we get looped into a cycle of insanity, repeating the same thing and expecting a different result. That cycle of failure is unsustainable and it has to end now.
Perfection train is back.
They take us to the bush and start asking us to call our people to send money.
What can be done as an intervention for them right now to stop abuse of all children?
Welcome back to Africa on the Move. Today's episode is on technology application. Now, there is an app to aid students learning in Ethiopia so that there's no more homework excuses.
Emmanuel Abra and Eskinder Mamu, two Ethiopians who set up their own business in the heart of Addis Ababa. Their company, Ahadu Tech, develops programs for mobile apps. One of their main products is designed to help Ethiopian students.
Fidel is a web and mobile-based learning platform that enables students to access learning materials using mobile phones, tablets, or PCs so that they can learn anywhere, anytime.
The app is free of charge. It's financed by sponsors and other apps that Ahadu Tech has already launched. Emmanuel Abra and Eskinder Mamu had the idea for the app while studying information technology in Germany. Only 40% of young Ethiopians pursue higher education, and these are exactly the people the entrepreneurs want to reach.
And studying in Germany gives you like the opportunity to see the German quality or the made in Germany, the perfection. If Germans are doing something, they always make it like as with 100% quality.
I think Germany can learn a lot of things from Ethiopia. The one thing is, I think, flexibility. You don't have to do things just in a certain way.
Doing business in Addis Ababa means having to deal with power cuts and weak internet connections. Nati Gosai is working feverishly on the Fidel mobile phone app. While the computer version is already being used by about 5,000 students, the mobile app is still in development.
When you open the app, you have your different list of subjects, your progress for each subject, and you can download the questions to use offline. So if I wanted to work on maths, it would give me the list of topics available. I can get a hint for the question if I wanted to.
So far, the company has hired 19 people. All of them studied in Ethiopia. We're on our way now to meet with the app tester, an important part of the development process.
For example, we have changed the design based on the student feedback, and we have added more subjects.
15-year-old El Shaddai Kasu is in junior high school. She's been testing the study support app on her mobile for the past 6 months.
It makes me to know many things. For example, when I didn't answer some questions, I started referring books, and it helps me.
El Shaddai Kasu says the app should have a stopwatch for maths exercises. Then it would make it feel more like being in a real exam. Eskinder Mamu and Emmanuel Abra are soon planning on moving their company to Ethiopia's Silicon Valley. They're looking forward to working with other developers there, and of course to a faster internet connection too.
So what's the essence of doing your homework and getting good education and not getting a decent job? Churchill Mambe Nange created an app to bridge the gap between unemployment by connecting job seekers to employers.
Across Cameroon, the level of unemployment is around 30%. Some analysts believe the real figure is much higher. Many people have to take on informal jobs like motorbike taxi driving to make ends meet. Even highly skilled workers like Sakwe Njeo have problems finding a real job.
You are just from high school. You're from a professional school, and then you just did internships for like 3 months. You're looking for a job.
The job market in Cameroon is complicated. Workers and entrepreneurs can't establish contacts easily. That's why startup founder Churchill Mambe Nange had to find a solution.
It was very difficult for me to find new developers. So I thought it wise that if I build a platform where there will be a database of profiles that I could search through, that's what led me to Njoku.com.
In 2012, he created a job page called Njoku.com with massive success. It's now one of Africa's biggest job search engines.
Njoku is an aggregator, just like Google. So we go to other job sites and other websites, we find jobs, job boards, job sites, career pages of companies. We aggregate on media sites, news sites. We aggregate all the job contents every 24 hours and bring them in one location.
Churchill collects job adverts from other job sites and puts them on Njoku. 200,000 people search for jobs every month, and over 2 million job records can be found on Njoku. Software engineers like Sakwe Njeo use the website to upload their resumes.
When I tell somebody I studied in India, you see their eyebrows, they raise their eyebrows like, what, really? Then the next question that comes is, how much?
Skilled workers expect higher wages, and that's another reason why unemployment remains high and is a big challenge for families in Cameroon.
When they are not working, after spending too much money on them, they come back home, they sit in the house, you keep on feeding them, clothing them, even providing money for them for internet to go and search for jobs. So it's really a burden to us, the parents.
But Njoku.com is still a success, bringing employees and businessmen together. Even if Churchill Mambe Nanje struggles with the same problems as workers do, lack of money.
You need to be able to pay them well so that they don't move to bigger companies that will pay them higher. Or you need to motivate them, first of all, say, okay, what we do here is helping hundreds of thousands of people, but that's not enough. You need to also pay them a reasonable package, a benefits package a month, so that they stay.
For Churchill Nanje, Njoku.com is a mission. He wants to create opportunities for others and hopes that other developers will follow in his footsteps.
And that's it on Africa on the Move on this episode. See you next time.